Hey buddy, this is Collin, Mr. Oldschool Gamer, wishing you a happy holidays. I hope you guys had a great Christmas and hoping you guys got a great New Year's coming. Today I'm showing you a clip of the Tier 9 Premium Battleship, the Missouri. It's on shards and it's 3-cap domination mode. So we spawn on the south side, and when you spawn on this side you should never ever try and go for the C cap. You should always try and focus the A and B cap, because going north towards the C cap you will probably get torped by enemy destroyers in C, and also crossfired from their main fleet that will probably be moving towards C as well. But we have a couple of brave souls pushing C anyways, which I wouldn't really recommend. And one thing that I think that you never ever should do as well on this map, it is to sail on the outside of the islands outside A or the C cap. So if you sail like I do right now towards our A cap, you should push through the A cap and north towards their spawn, and also towards the B cap. You should never sail the long way around those islands west of the A cap, because then you will, exactly like sailing D on north, be taken out of the game for too long, and you can't really be a part of the battle and contributing to the win for the team. So we have a couple of ships spotted, and as you can see there is a huge majority of the main enemy fleet at the C cap. So this of course forces those ships who went for the C cap to turn around and start fleeing, showing their broadsides to all those enemy ships, and unfortunately get punished for them. Myself, I managed to punish that Fredrik de Grosse, who sailed showing a broadside to me with a 16k salvo, which is always nice. Now I know it's a huge discussion right now on the forums regarding the Missouri getting taken away, so to speak, from the game, and replaced by the Mushushi, I think it's called, I don't know. It's like a tier 9 Yamato, pretty much. A toned down Yamato. And I know a lot of people think that it's pretty bad wargaming to take away the Missouri. And what I've seen so far, the new tier 9 free XP battleship, it's not really that great. I mean, not really the niche or the special kind of free XP ship that Missouri is. Although, that said, I think Missouri is a great credit printer and experience maker, but I can say that sometimes I can feel that these guns are a bit trollish, as you could see right before when that Bismarck was showing me a perfect broadside, and also when he fucks up and does it again. I mean, this is a perfect shot, but of course, yeah, sure, I get a 14k salvo, which isn't really that bad, but I can feel that sometimes it's nearly impossible to citadel other battleships in the Missouri. Although that said, this is a German Bismarck and of course has German turtleback armor, but I feel like he should be punished more than he is right now. And you can also see it later in the game when I have two other battleships showing me perfect broadside, and the results are pretty meh. So I have pushed through, and as you can see right now, a couple of ships on our team are sailing that route that I hope that no one ever does in this match, in this map. Because if you see them sailing west of the A-cap, they can't really shoot at anyone in that position, and this is such a crucial thing to be good at if you want to be good at this game, positioning. You really need to know where you should position your ship to be at the most efficient for your team and contributing to the victory. These guys can shoot for any ships for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, and that could pretty much cost us the win. Now myself, I'm trying to push in as close as possible towards the B-cap so I can be a presence in the enemy's face and of course lend some support for this New Orleans and our Benson, who is actively trying to hold the B-cap. Now the New Orleans is in smoke right now, but I get the feeling that he will soon be killed because he is kind of out of the open, so I'm trying to push in and draw some attention to me instead. Now this Fredrik de Grosse is showing pretty big broadside. The dispersion looks pretty decent. 9k. You could sometimes get a real good shotgun dispersion out of these guns. It's not that accurate at all times. So, second try. Trying to aim a bit higher, I think, than before. Just trying to get more damage and not hitting that turtleback armor. Now you see the two ships that went the wide angle around A has finally caught up. But what does the one battleship do then? He turns into the A-cap, which we have taken like 8 minutes ago, and start to go behind all those islands again. Great! This is what I'm talking about, positioning. I'm just guessing that this guy is probably full health as well, and he decided to position himself inside A-cap where he can't fire at any ships at all because all the islands are blocking him from shooting out. And instead a couple of us are fighting to our death at B-cap, trying to slow down the enemy push. And this is a crucial mistake that I see far too much in high-tier games. People that still don't understand how they should position their ship. So I'm trying to do as much damage as I can to this enemy battleship. Meanwhile, I'm trying to push in and trying to tank as much as I can for the enemy team. But they still have a CV, and they still have a enemy destroyer lurking about. I have enemy battleships on both sides, so I don't really want to get crossfired, especially from that Missouri. He goes behind the island and I start to slow down, so I'm at least safe to one side. Now this enemy Bismarck shows up, showing perfect broadside, dispersion looks good, and finally a good hit. Now I see an enemy Atago trying to push me on the other side of this island. Enemy Missouri pushes out, showing me a pretty decent broadside as well. See if I can punish him. Pretty good dispersion and a citadel. Now, finally, the Tirpitz who went around A and then through A has actually started to clear those islands. So now he can finally start doing some good for the team. Starting to fire at the enemy ships, helping the team out. I'm just hoping that he don't get torped right away by that Blyskevitsa who's popped up right in front of him. So Missouri is dealt with, and I'm still trying to insert my presence at the B cap. I do realize that this Atago is trying to rush me, probably trying to sail around the island. I activate my radar to see in what direction he will try and attack me. Now I do a calculated risk here. I know that he has torps, 2 sets, but I figure that if he shows me broadside that I can probably one-shot him. Now, that was kind of a fucked up salvo. I thought that I would get some greater damage on him, but I think I may have aimed a bit far to front of his ship. My second salvo totally misses because I go behind the island again to dodge his torps. I think I was kind of thinking about shooting at a battleship and, you know, shooting at that forward magazine below the forward turrets, but of course that won't have that effect on a cruiser. Then you have to shoot midships right in the citadel. And yeah, that Tirpitz on our team, that was pretty useless the entire match, sailing around A. He went down pretty fast. I guess that Blyskevitsa torped him as soon as he cleared the islands. So you can just hope that players like this learn something from these games, but you shouldn't count on it. I'm getting attacked by the carrier, so of course I show my broadside towards the bombers, focusing one squadron after the other, because if you show broadside when they drop their bombs, they can't cross, they can't drop along the length of your ship. And I take minimal damage from the bombers. Atago shows up again, I readjust my aim and finally get a citadel on him. Of course I know that he has dropped torps, so I start to maneuver away directly. He makes the mistakes again to show me broadside, so I'm hoping that I will be able to... Ah, come on! Really? Well, can't really blame the game for that one. Some nice torpedo dodging here. Now this is kind of starting to look really grim. It's me, I think a Neptune, who is sailed down to our base, and our carrier against 4 of the enemy ships, and they have a destroyer left, which isn't really ideal for our chance to win this game. The Bliskavitsa is showing a nice broadside. I aim and shoot. Wow, I managed to take off 5k health from him and also do a reset. He drops off detection, but of course I have my useful radar handy, so I can surprise him with another salvo, and it was, I think, 6,000 pretty much on that salvo. Now I started to get focused by pretty much every ship on the enemy team, and my health is really low and I'm out of heals, so it doesn't really look good. Also, the cruiser on our team has died, so this is not gonna be an easy win, I can tell you. Now we have the enemy CV doing a last stand kind of push into B, probably trying to deflect some damage away from the other ships on his team, and of course, since I don't have the chance to shoot at the Amagi, I will of course try and shoot the carrier instead. Oh, the Bliskavitsa actually started to open up fire, which was a mistake on his part. With that low health pool, he's a goner. My CV also tries to push in, doing a last heroic push, which I really appreciate, because hopefully that can deflect some fire from me as well. So I really like seeing that kind of presence in a carrier. I am trying to angle against the Amagi as much as I can. I know I have a fire spamming Atago on my left side. Our CV player does the only thing he can pretty much, and that is taking out the enemy CV, which I really loved seeing. But as you can see, I'm down to 4k health and I'm up against 2 ships, and they have all the caps. So if I could analyze this game, I would really love to see those ships going C in the beginning instead to push B, helping out to secure B with our destroyer. And those ships who decided to sail around the left side of the A cap to actually either push through the A cap as I did to continue to B cap, or stay at our side and help securing B. But as you can see, this was a pretty good game, even though it was a loss. I made 1.8 million credits, 6,500 experience, 270k damage, 3 kills, and 8 base decaps. So, even though this was a really uphill struggle from start to end, it was a really funny and engaging game. I just hoped that I had some more health in the end. Maybe if the Neptune or one other ship would have survived a bit longer, I think we could actually have won this game. But GG to the enemy team, they played really well. It's always fun to end up number 1 in the match, even though you were on the losing side. But yeah, this was pretty hard carry, as you can see. And you can see our turrets down in the bottom. That's the kind of experience you get in a tier 8 premium battleship when you just sail around islands all game. But really well played from for the enemy team. They were really good contestants. Really well played game. And damage wise, I made most of my damage with my armor piercing, of course. Secondary batteries stands for over 10k. I tanked quite a lot for my team. Over 2.7 million potential damage, which is a pretty good thing to do in a battleship in any game. And did some decent damage to the enemy ships as well. And with all the bills are paid, I still made 1.6 million credits and a whole lot of experience and free XP and also Captain XP. Now if you click on the video to the left, you will see me have a totally awesome game in the tier 7 Pan-Asian DD, the Gajah-Mada. If you click the video to the right, you will see me unleash the beast in the Akatsuki, earning me a Kraken Unleashed with my Yamamoto Captain. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button in the middle, leave a like on the video and a comment below. Have a great New Year's Eve, guys. Until next time, have a good one. Bye bye.